With its IPO on Wednesday, December 9th, 2020, shares of DoorDash soared 86% above its initial public offering price of $102 to close the day at $190. Suddenly, Tony Xu and his co-founders Andy Fang and Stanley Tang became billionaires. In today's video, we are going to talk about the inspirational story of DoorDash, an American food delivery service that launched in Palo Alto, California in 2013. Before we begin, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification on the right so you'll be notified anytime we have a new video. Let's begin. Tony Xu was born in China but moved to the US with his family when he was 4. Xu's family moved to the US after his father won a place on an engineering course at the University of Illinois. Prior to the move, Xu's mother practiced medicine in China. Unfortunately, her medical license wasn't recognized in the US, so she was forced to give up her career to work in a restaurant instead. And it was this early experience that provided Xu the inspiration to launch DoorDash later on. Growing up, Xu's family relied on food stamps and welfare to get by, but the tech founder felt incredibly fortunate for his upbringing and his parents stressing the importance of education. Tony Xu would later quote, "We started the company to help small businesses, people like my mom. My mom's story is one where she came to this country. She wanted to be a doctor, but the US didn't recognize her license because we immigrated from China. It was a different license, and we only had $250 in the bank, so we couldn't put her through school. So she had to work 3 different jobs, one of which was at a restaurant to save up enough money to open a medical clinic, which she did after 12 years, and now she still runs in her 19th year. So we started the company wanting to help people like her." After finishing high school, Xu studied industrial engineering at UC Berkeley, and after graduating, he spent several years working in tech with the likes of McKinsey and eBay. But he eventually returned to the education realm by taking an MBA at Stanford School of Business. In the fall of 2012, at a small macaroon store in downtown Palo Alto, Tony Xu and his fellow co-founders were working on building technology for small business owners and getting feedback on an app that they built. The store owner of the macaroon store said one of their problems was a thick booklet, pages and pages of delivery orders. "This drives me crazy. I have no drivers to fulfill them, and I'm the one doing all of it." Tony Xu and his co-founders then interviewed over 200 small business owners across the Bay Area, from San Mateo to Mountain View, and kept hearing the same thing over and over again. Deliveries are painful. The fellow co-founders also felt a strong desire themselves. They had all come from big cities where food delivery was a common thing, but in Palo Alto, none of the restaurants delivered. On January 12, 2013, Palo Alto Delivery was born. Tony Xu and his co-founders built the website in an afternoon in just 45 minutes. They put up a few PDF menus of restaurants, a Google Voice number that customers could call to order delivery. This was to test if people would want to order delivery from restaurants. And their hunch was correct. Half an hour later, they got a phone call for their first order. Business started booming. They were delivering food every single day all over the Stanford campus. They were students during the daytime, but delivery drivers at nighttime. Tony's co-founder Stanley quoted, "At the beginning, we were the delivery drivers. We would go to class, and then after, we would go deliver food. We were the customer support. You know, I sometimes had to take phone calls during lectures. We spent afternoons just going down University Avenue, just passing out flyers, trying to promote DoorDash. We didn't have any dispatch system, so what we had to do was to use Square to charge all of our customers. We used a Google Doc to keep track of all our orders. We used Apple's Find My Friends to keep track of where all our drivers were. The name Palo Alto Delivery was changed to DoorDash in June 2013, and the delivery drivers were called the Dashers. They learned so much from driving in the streets that today, anyone who joins the company has to be a Dasher for at least 1 week. After proving that there was a big enough need, the founders eventually rebranded from PaloAltoDelivery.com to DoorDash and started to convert all their manual processes into an automated solution. This involved engineering their own dispatch system and designing an app for consumers as well as an app for drivers to fulfill orders. As the startup grew, they also needed to create algorithms to solve the complicated math needed to match demand with supply more efficiently, or Dashers with orders. Creating the software behind DoorDash was a lengthy and expensive process, but it was also a low-risk decision because they'd already proved that their business model worked. The founders applied to Y Combinator in the summer 2013 batch and was accepted. In the first year of operations, DoorDash expanded to 70 restaurants in the Bay Area and received $2.4 million in funding. It grew at a rate of 20% every week, according to Y Combinator. Today, DoorDash has established itself as the leader in the US market for food delivery, surpassing Grubhub and Uber Eats. By 2020, DoorDash was responsible for over 45% of all food delivery orders, which meant it held a double-digit advantage over everything else. DoorDash's success has not been without controversy. When DoorDash launched in NYC in 2015, many restaurants were upset that DoorDash was hiking up prices and riders were collecting deliveries without their consent. But Tony Xu now believes that he operates the industry's most sophisticated and reliable logistics platform for local businesses. When asked about the key to success, Tony Xu commented, "The circumstances and your ability to adapt to them or capitalize on them may have gotten you this far, but they probably won't be what takes you wherever you're going next. Your mission, however, should stay the same." "We started DoorDash to help people like my mom," he writes, describing how she eventually opened an acupuncture and medical clinic in Champaign, Illinois, and later in San Francisco Bay Area, where she continues to operate 20 years later. DoorDash exists today to empower those like my mom who came here with a dream to make it on their own. Fighting for the underdog is part of who I am and what we stand for as a company. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Our channel focuses on inspirational and motivational stories that focus on holistic health, meditation, and daily 1% improvement. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, make sure you check out Tony's favorite book, High Output Management by Andy Grove, a book that he gives to all their managers. The link is in the description below. So, are you going to be an underdog and keep fighting as well? Drop a comment below with your thoughts and we'll be sure to address it in our next video. Until then, see you next time. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the little bell notification to the right.